One of my clients wanted me to share his story and issue you a warning about stock options. A while back, he was a mid-level manager, and at the time he was making around $50,000 or $60,000 a year. He was getting by, had a few $1,000s in his emergency funds, and he had this company stock, these incentive stock options, through great fortune, turned into seven figures. So before you knew it, he had $1 million in these stock options. And his friends were sitting around and they were talking about it, and they decided that what we really need to do is exercise these stock options. We're not going to sell it because the stock will surely go higher. So in the fall of that year, he exercised his stock options. The following year, as luck would have it, January, February timeframe, the stock went from low seven figures to being practically worthless. Well, he thought, man, this is just a really bad stretch of fortune. What he didn't realize is that by exercising the stock options in the previous year, this triggered AMT, the alternative minimum tax. And for those of you who aren't aware, just know that it is neither alternative or minimum. It is mandatory and it is maximum. Unfortunately for him and his family, this triggered a tax bill of several $100,000. At this time, the stock was worthless, so he couldn't even sell his shares to pay the tax bill. The only assets that he had was his home, and he had a piece of land by the beach that he had inherited that he had hoped that he would build his dream retirement home for him and his wife. He ended up selling the lot. He ended up selling his home. The moral of the story is that individual stocks do not just work like the S&P 500 or the US stock market. We hear these things like trendline returns of 10%, and every 5 years we have a 35 to 40% drop in the market. This does not apply to individual stocks. With individual securities, you can have wonderful parabolic returns that can be life-changing. On the other hand, you can have returns that are life-changing in a negative way. If I could encourage you anything, friends don't let friends exercise stock options alone. Consult with a financial planner, coordinate with a tax professional.